What I would like to talk about today is your standard of living. I believe that we are heading like an express train to one of the worst depressions that we've ever seen. And I do believe that we have left a little bit less than 2 years before the depression is hitting us. And I want to substantiate my claims and to see whether or not you are share the same concern with me. Problem lies in the fact that we are losing our industrial base. Let's not refer to the reasons first, but let's refer to the facts. And when I'm talking about we are losing our industrial base, I'm talking about not just North America, I'm talking about all of Europe, including Germany. 1970, it became apparent that we have lost our dominancy in smoke-stack industries, ranging from steel industry, for example, all the way to textile. 5 years later, only 5 years, and we have lost a whole new segment of industry. And this is appliances. Let's take a microwave oven. Microwave ovens was invented by the Americans. It was introduced into the market in 1967 by Raytheon, the first home kitchen microwave. It's a huge market in the world. How much of the microwave ovens are produced, of the world trade, are produced in America and in Europe together? Does anybody know? 3%. And this is a huge market. And I'm talking about most of the appliances. But we blamed it on cheap labor and all of this stuff, but in 1980 we got a real blow because we have lost our dominant position in the car industry. Now look on yourself. If you would have asked 10 years ago, what is the pride of American industry? What is the most likely answer that you would have given? The car industry. And today, anybody? But what we said at that time is, okay, the Japanese does not know to invent, they know only to copy. By the way, did you ever heard about such an animal that does not know to invent but only to copy much better than the original? So we ran into high-tech. What is the representative of high-tech? The electronic industry. And in 5 years we got the blow. Last year it was apparent to everyone that we have lost our dominancy in the electronic market, including computers. The PC, IBM PCs, okay, American product. Are you aware that 70% of all the manufacturing that goes into the American IBM PC is produced in Japan? Standard chips, okay, the heart of the electronic age. In 1984, America have produced about 40% of the world consumption of standard chips. How much in 1985? Hello? Less than 7 in 1 year. And everyone that can look on the facts as they are revealed now more and more, we are going to lose our dominance in aerospace in less than 5 years in spite of the defense blanket. Now let me ask you the following. Do you think that we can maintain our standard of living by selling insurance to each other? Do you understand the problem? We are not losing in one plant or one type of industry. We are losing across the board in an unbelievable rate. Why does it happen? Look, it's 15 years only. Such a turmoil. Why does it happen? Well, we've talked about cheap labor, right? The car industry, we're promoting the most, the cheap labor. Until in 83, both Ford and GM have finished their surveys, and they found out that the cheap labor in Japan are getting 2% more than the American labor here. So it's not so cheap. And then we've talked about government aid. Now Toyota and Nissan didn't got 1 cent from the Japanese government. Who got an aid from its government? Chrysler. It's about time to understand that this term, turnaround, is not due to extraneous factors. It's due to the fact that there is a tremendous improvement in performance in industry. Unfortunately, we are lagging behind. And this improvement in performance is not restricted to just one avenue. It is across the board. Let me show you some examples. Let's look what happens in quality. Up to 1970, if I'm just looking on the nomenclature, we were using the term yield in industry. What is the meaning of yield? Yield means I've put 100 pieces on one side of the plant, how many good pieces I've got on the other side of the plant. But in the last decade, we've started to use another term. We've started to talk much more in terms of scrap. which means we at last started to count the bad pieces. But in 1980 we started to hear new songs. We started to hear phrases like quality is number one. You go to any plant and there is in the last 3 years a much bigger emphasis on better quality. We are not accepting now rework rates which are above 1%. In 1985 we started to revitalize a buzzword from Second World War, zero defect. But this time with the unit of measures that the Japanese have entered into the picture. As a matter of fact, an American entered into the picture, Dr. Deming. We were dumb enough not to listen. Let me explain to you what is the meaning of this unit of measure, parts per million. Let's express it in the same units of percentage, 0.0001%. Do you understand what happened in the last 15 years? Do you see the race? Do you see an unbelievable progress in improvement? Let's look on product life cycle. Once it was many decades. For example, watches. Okay, what was a watch? Something that you get as a gift when you are married and you inherit it to your kid, right? Today, the product life cycle of almost any product is changing in an unbelievable speed. Just 5 years ago, if you would have asked the experts, what is the lifetime of a computer? In other words, what is a generation in computers? The answer would have been somewhere between 3 to 7 years. Now you're asking the same people, and the answer is between 6 to 9 months. And if you talk with the hardware companies, they say 6 months to come with a product too late into the market, and we've lost the whole market. It shrinks so rapidly from decades to many years to few years. And now when you are asking a company what is your product life cycle, they will tell you, ask us next year, then we'll know. Do you see? It's the same 15 years. Let's take another example which is much less apparent to the end consumer, but it's very apparent to everybody that is in manufacturing. What happens to our machine technology, the machines that we are using in order to produce? Let's talk about conventional machines like drilling, milling, lathing, all of these machines. They are the machines that we have used in the Second World War, or even previously. They are the same machines that we've used during the 60s. In 1975, we've started to introduce, in the middle of 1975, we've started to introduce the NC machines, not in laboratories anymore, but in real production. And every conglomerate is now investing hundreds of millions of dollars in this pie in the sky called the lightless plant that nobody knows how to build. Do you see? The same 15 years. If I will summarize, we are an exponential race. Do you understand what's the meaning of being in such an environment? The meaning is that we will better change our usual way. Because what we have learned in the past is that there are good times and bad times. What do you do in bad times? You duck, you trim, you lay off, and then good times will come again, and then you'll flourish. Everyone that will duck and trim now will simply disappear. And so many industries have already demonstrated how much they disappear. The standard chip producers, last year. 5 years ago, the TV tubes. The real question now is, how can we jump back to the race? Well, we must consider the fact that we have extremely limited time, extremely limited resources, and I'm talking about management resources. They are the real bottleneck in every plant. Show me a plant that will tell you I have excess talent in management. I've never seen such a plant yet. And we don't have infinite funds, far from it. And I believe that there is only one way out of it. We'll better have the courage to start thinking from scratch without assuming anything. Certainly without assuming that things that we have been used in the last 30 years are correct because we have used them for the last 30 years. Do you have the courage to start such a journey? I almost gave up because when I was talking about that 3 years ago, and remember 3 years ago there was enough of the exponent to see what's going on. Nobody wanted to listen. Now I don't have to convince anymore. Everybody sees it on his own. Even companies that are making money saying, beautiful, we are making money now. What about 2 years from now? If the trend continues, we're going to lose.